In this video, we're going to review Cloud9's Intercom feature. Intercom is Cloud9's fourth supported call type and is available to any user who is using version 2.28 or later. While ringdowns and shoutdowns are used for communication externally to counterparties, intercom connections are used for internal communication between users on the same floor or between middle and back offices. Looking at our sample profile, you can see that intercom connections have the same visual appearance as ringdowns and shoutdowns. They're identified by the radio wave icon on the button. Intercom connections feature the same presence management, which allows users to see which buttons are active versus inactive, as well as when you right-click on the button, you can see which users are currently connected and subscribed. Intercom connections function differently than ringdowns and shoutdowns in that when a user engages on a button, their counterparty's microphone is automatically engaged. When we click on a standard shoutdown button, you can see the button flashes green, signifying that while our microphone is open, we're unable to hear what the counterparty is saying. The counterparty has to proactively engage on this button in order for us to have a two-way conversation. If we close our shoutdown connection and engage on an intercom connection instead, you can see the button lights up a solid green color, signifying that not only our microphone is open, but whoever we're speaking with, their microphone has automatically been engaged as well. This is useful for hands-free communication if you need to have a quick conversation with somebody within your office. They don't have to interact with the application since their microphone has automatically been engaged. To close the connection, we simply click on the button again. If the user doesn't want the auto answer feature to automatically engage their microphone on any incoming conversation, they have the ability to turn it off. On a button-by-button basis, if they right-click on that particular button, the auto answer feature is available to be turned off for that particular connection. When we toggle this connection off, and we see a new incoming call, you can see here, rather than the connection automatically being engaged on my microphone, it flashes red. While it's flashing red, it signifies that there's an incoming call, but our microphone is not active until we proactively go and click into this call. Now that we've clicked into the call, we can have a conversation as normal. Once again, click on the button to disconnect. Instead of enabling and disabling the auto answer feature on a button-by-button basis, users have a Do Not Disturb option in the control panel on the left. When we click on the Do Not Disturb button, you can see it illuminates, signifying that Do Not Disturb has been enabled. While Do Not Disturb is enabled, the auto answer feature will be turned off for all intercom connections. As we can see on our Intercom 1 button here, when we right-click on it, auto answer has been enabled. However, since we have Do Not Disturb enabled, our microphone does not automatically engage when there's an incoming call. Do Not Disturb can be toggled on and off at any time by the user. When we try to place a call using the intercom connection and the counterparty has their auto answer turned off, the button will flash green instead of being solid. The user will hear a ringing, and it isn't until that their counterparty answers the call that they'll get that solid green color, signifying that both people are communicating over their microphones. Similar to their shoutdowns and ringdowns, users also have their ability to create intercom connections. This is done by going to the Community window, navigating to the Create Invitation tab, and rather than looking at the C9 community, we're going to toggle over to the Intercom tab. It is in this Intercom tab that we can search for a user by looking at all the different groups that we have internally in our firm. We also have the ability to search for a particular username. The results will filter for that user and all of their groups that they belong to. Intercom connections can be to a specific person or multiple people. When you've selected the people that you want to create a connection to, we can click the Create Invite button that you see here. To enter our new button label and press OK. Now when we go back to our home screen, you can see we have a brand new intercom button on our layout. Similar to shoutdowns and ringdowns, the counterparty that we're communicating with has to accept their new invitation. Once the user accepts the new connection, it will illuminate that dark blue color, signifying that they're connected. Intercom connections be also managed similarly to ringdowns and shoutdowns, and that if we want to remove ourselves from the connection, we can do so through the Community window by navigating to the My Buttons tab, and then clicking the trash can on any button that we no longer wish to use. Confirm by pressing OK. And now once we go back to our home screen, can see that we're no longer at that button on our layout. If the user has deleted an intercom connection by mistake, or would like to re-add themselves to a connection they may have removed deliberately, then they can do so through the Community window. They can navigate to the My Connections tab, toggle over to the Intercom connections, and then locate in the button they'd like to re-add to their layout. When they click on the connection, they'll see the date and time it was created and by who, and other various information about that connection. In the bottom right corner of the window, they'll see any user that may have added that connection to their layout. To add the connection, all they have to do is check the box, and then return back to their home screen to see it on their layout once again. Intercom connections don't have to be between just two people. A single connection can be used by a whole group of people, allowing them all to communicate over the same line. If we navigate to our Community, down to our Connections tab, and navigate over to the Intercom connections once again, you can see here that we can add a connection that's got up to 6 people who are already on it. Click the checkbox once again, and return to our home screen to see that we've now added ourselves to the product intercom connection. Once again, if I right-click on that button, I can see the names of the people who are connected, as well as anybody that may have Do Not Disturb turned on. Any intercom connection that has multiple people subscribed to it will automatically have the auto answer feature turned off. This is because if there's a group conversation that's going on, not everybody may want to engage in it. You can see here as I try and click on the button, rather than turning a solid green signifying that everybody's microphone has been open, it will flash. Counterparties will be able to hear the conversation that is going on, however they're not going to be able to participate until they proactively click into this button and join the conversation. Any user that has Do Not Disturb enabled won't hear the conversation. Instead, they'll see the button flashing red on their layout, signifying that there's a call happening. They can then choose to join the conversation or ignore it and continue about their business. This concludes our video on Cloud9's Intercom feature.